It's been just over 2 weeks since that dramatic Oval Office blow-up between President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. But since then, the two leaders have gotten more on the same page, with Zelensky agreeing to that 30-day ceasefire. Now the focus turns to getting Russia to also agree.
Some pretty good vibes coming out of Russia.
Confidence from President Trump on Friday, even as Russian President Vladimir Putin says that the deal, quote, wasn't complete. President Trump dispatching one of his special envoys, Steve Witkoff, to Moscow last week to push for a deal.
Ukraine is the party of peace.
Meanwhile, in Europe, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer hosted a virtual summit with leaders of 25 European countries, members of the so-called Coalition of the Willing. Starmer saying that Putin's response to the ceasefire deal was, quote, not good enough.
We agreed we will keep increasing the pressure on Russia, keep the military aid flowing to Ukraine, and keep tightening the restrictions on Russia's economy to weaken Putin's war machine and bring him to the table.
Among those at the summit was Ukrainian President Zelensky, who called for greater sanctions against Russia, all as Russian attacks against Ukraine continue. Missiles striking Zelensky's hometown on Friday, injuring 11, in a war that's lasted more than 3 years since Russia invaded in 2022.
It's a tough situation that we're in.
Meanwhile, President Trump making headlines during an interview on the TV show Full Measure when he said this about his campaign pledge to end the war within 24 hours of taking office.
Well, I was being a little bit sarcastic when I said that. What I really mean is I'd like to get it settled.
Meanwhile, on the battlefield, Ukraine might be losing one of their key bargaining chips. Russian troops have been advancing in the Kursk region. That's the section of Russia which Ukraine seized large portions of in a counterattack last August. Reporting here in Washington, I'm Koslof, Spectrum News.